All right, Aquarius. So it's all about you and doing some healing this week, especially if you've got an owie. So from Shadows and Light, you pulled Amora the Menahue, Aloha Healing, and then from E, got an owie. So some of you may be hitting like a bump in the road when it comes to your health. Now, for some of you, it's really about needing to like restore yourselves. Like it kind of has a sun type of feeling to it. So the Menahue, this is talking about you needing to do healthier things, eating more fresh fruits, doing, the healthy drinks and smoothies. It also talks about needing to do exercising, but doing it in a way that's joyful for you. So basically, you can't go to the gym and focus on the fact that you need to lose 10, 20, whatever pounds. You need to go there and think, I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this to help me to feel better about, myself and my body. You can't look at it as, I have to do this because I have to reach this goal. Like, screw that, just have fun with it. But it's also talking about you needing to take a vacation and journey to a soulful place. Like literally needing to go to Hawaii for some of you. It talks about holistic treatments and natural alternatives though too. Like I think that there is a need for you to kind of look at a different way to treat, things that are not making you feel good. So like if you're living an unhealthy lifestyle right now, it's all about changing that and changing those patterns. But like really needing to get back to a place where I think you need to be more rejuvenated. Now, got an owie. It says, hope you can hear Bob Marley singing in the distance. Because despite what appears to be a physical blimp right now, every little thing's going to be all right. This is a time of sweet, sweet healing, a time of renewal. Take a step back, put your feet up, and soak in the restorative power of the universe. So yeah, it's about you needing to feel better about you. Here's your overall for the week. The Queen of Wands, look at you. Hell yeah. Now for some of you, yeah, you could be dealing with another person. You could be talking about a fire sign, but I don't know. With the Queen of Wands, I think of self-image, which I think is funny because of what you're pulling in the oracle cards. So, it could be about, like, right now, needing to work on yourself and feeling better about who you are. Because she's confident, she's exciting, she's fun to be around. She knows how to manage her shit. But you may have something coming through, though, that may be, like, lifting you back up and maybe making you want to change things in your life, right? Now, in the past, the Magician manifesting that cool-ass shit. Hell yeah. And again, confidence comes up with these two. So needing to be confident in your ability to manifest and create the things that you want. Absolutely. You have what you need to do it. But what is it that you're wanting, though? Because the Magician is the past coming through. I mean, yeah, that's great and all. But it's still an issue. So you're still in a place here where like you're trying to like create something in your life right now. So I'm like, well, what is it? What is it? Because it's big. Okay. Now in the present, the Nine of Wands. Yeah. What I worry about here is if you're looking to have something happen, the Nine of Wands suggests that you've been put through quite a bit here. You're still kind of on guard. There's a feeling of needing to protect yourself and protect what is important to you. But you may be looking at like a fight and it may not be there. Like you're going to have to fight for it. But it's not like a Five of Swords type feeling. I don't know. You're preparing for something. But like I've always said with the Nine of Wands, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be there. That's why like paranoia shows up with this one sometimes. But, if you're looking at something new coming through with the Magician, either you creating this or something coming around that, makes you feel like it's a possibility that it can manifest for some reason, you're like, meh. And I've always said with the Nine of Wands, if you continue to be in that position, you might miss opportunities coming through. But, like, I'm wondering why. Why are we on the defense? Oh. Future conditions, the Emperor. And then, oh my goodness, I think back to last week's reading in the King of Wands showing up with the Emperor. Now, we could simply be saying here that you're getting better control over what is going on. Absolutely, right? It is enforcing your will onto your domain. And with the Magician coming through, absolutely. But it's like you're looking for a battle if you do this. But like you are in control. Now, if we're talking about a person coming through, again, fire, and you have Aries showing up, you know, you may have somebody coming through that may be like a little bit dominant and controlling. And the only reason why I say that is because like I feel like almost like butting heads here between the two. Especially with the Nine of Wands being in the present. You know, who really has control here? Oh, wow. Your best path to follow, death. Shit. So, yeah, there definitely needs to be, like, the major transformation for you. You know, and I feel like the Oracle cards are just, like, a helpful, you know, here, right? This is what you should do. But death is saying that, you know, the situation is, like, over with. And I think it has more to do with the Nine of Wands. Whatever is coming through in a big way. And it's either you doing this or somebody else is bringing this through with the Emperor being there. But something has to change. And you need to change. And I think, you know, again, with the Queen of Wands, that's like where you're headed here. But I don't think that you would be in this spot if this wasn't coming through. You know, and it may be that a situation that you thought was over with is going to be coming back up here in a different way. Like it's changed or somebody's changed. You definitely need to change too, though, with death showing up. But wow. Definitely needing to go through, you know, your own personal change, though. Oh, in your environment, the Nine of Cups. Why are you blocking out something that you want? Like, why? It's funny. It has the feeling to me of, okay, so yeah, this is kind of what I want, but like I don't trust it because it's emotional. So it's like putting up the wall going, you know, I don't know. Now, for some of you, the reason why you're having trouble with letting something come through is because you may be wanting something else, though, looking at the Nine of Cups. Wish fulfillment, right? Emotional fulfillment, being happy with the things that you have. And that may be another reason. You know, like I'm happy with what I have. But the want for something new to start. You know, and with the Magician, no matter what it is, especially with the Queen of Wands, like, again, you need confidence in, you know, your ability to make this happen. Some of you are, like, wanting this to happen. Some of you, it may be coming through because of somebody else, though, because I keep going back to the Emperor going, who's that? But blocking out what would make you happy? But why? Oh my God. What the fuck? Oh, Aquarius, your hopes and your fears, the King of Wands. And then you've got, oh, wow. Wow. There may be something that's off-putting about this person, and that may be why you kind of have the wall up. But then I do think that for some of you, the reason why you're doing this is it's either because I feel both on this. You're putting up the wall and you're like on guard, ready to fight this off because you're thinking this is coming from an emotional place. It's nonsense, right? But then it may be because there's something else that you want. And then you have the King of Wands here, but then you end up having the Emperor coming through. Now, for some of you, it's you needing to go through a transformation and get better control over the way that you feel about yourself, the way that you feel about your ability to create the things that you want. But again, when we're talking about what you want, your hopes and fears are surrounding the King of Wands here, because I feel like this is you, especially with the Oracle cards coming through and then looking at death, the resurrection of yourself in a better way. But it's because of, oh boy. Now, you know, with the King of Wands, I mean, apart from dealing with a person, we can definitely be talking about you needing to be a little bit more adventurous and needing to get out there, get yourself out there and go after the things that, you know, are going to make you happy, the things that you actually want. But I don't know. You know, what ends up happening a lot of times is, and I can tell you this from my own experience. As a matter of fact, you know, one of the reasons why, like, I was brought back to tarot was because, you know, I was wondering what the hell was going on with me. You know, sometimes people come through and they make you want to change. You know, and it may be because there's an attraction. You know, and it may be because you have a good connection with somebody. It doesn't have to be a relationship. But you're hoping and fearing this, though. Wow, Aquarius. All right. Oh, I'm telling you, you got to get your ass out there. Stop that. Stop doing that. The Hermit. And I'm looking at it. And I'm seeing you making changes. And because of this, you may be attracting something into your life. But with the Hermit coming out and then looking at the Emperor, I think that you feel like you have better control as long as you block it out and just like, no, this may be coming from like a weird place emotionally. I just need to like really just stop and think about it. But why? You know, why? You need to get yourself out there. Okay. So, and this seems to be like a persistent thing. And I don't know if it's because of like what's going on as far as astrology goes, but I've been hearing it a lot, and not just from like watching astrology, but like even from my own friends that I talk to about this. The resurrection of something, and you needing to pull on the inner strength to go through it. But I think that some of you may be calling it before it even happens. Right? So like, you know, and I'm looking at this and I'm going, well, why? Okay, so past, present, right? And future, the resurrection of something that may have ended before. You know, you may be pulling on your inner strength because it's like coming back through. But like, I feel like you're calling it before it's even happened. Now, and it could just be that you need to make amends with it, and it is what it is, and it's done, but like resurrection. And I hate using that word when it comes to judgment. But looking at the Ten of Swords, something that may have ended in a really difficult way may be coming back around for some of you. Like seriously, you're pulling on your inner resolve here. And I feel like you're wanting to get control over the situation, but then also it may be because of this like dominant presence that you're like, do I let this back in, especially if it ended in a bad way? But can you get past that? You know? But you're in hermit mode, so nothing's really happening. This is like all you, and it may be you overthinking something though too. Because I still feel like you're trying to push it out. And like I said, it may be because there's something else that you're wanting, but like you need to change. You know, and then with death being there too, it could definitely be saying that whatever this is needs to be over with once and for all. And maybe you do need to go on a different path and make amends with it. But being in hermit mode, I don't think, I mean, yeah, when you're talking about, because like I've always said with this, it appears in like almost every deck. When you look at the Hermit and what is in his lantern, it is the star. And you're talking about you, first of all, with the star, but what your hopes and wishes and desires actually are in doing that soul searching. You've been 1 through 9. Here are the lessons that I've learned. What does that mean for me moving ahead in a new cycle? And you've got 9 showing up. So it's about ready to be like done. You know, and I feel like you're wanting it to be But I don't know, I still feel like maybe something from the past is coming back up that I think that you think needs to be over with, no matter how painful it's going to be for you. But does it really have to be that way, though, looking at Judgment? Wow, Aquarius. Oh my goodness. You know, and maybe the way that you have thought about it needs to be over with, and needs to change, though, too, with death. But are you serious? Like the resurrection of something. Wow. Wow. And that damn King of Wands. All right. Let's take a look at your love lives and see what's going on. Aquarius. What are the messages for Aquarius? Oh, I see. All right. I feel like you have gotten better control over something that you've been through, and it may be coming back up. And I think that you're looking at it going, you know, do I really want to do this again? But something about it has changed, and it may have to do with a person. Okay. And waiting for the connection. Good Christ. But yeah, I mean, as far as singles go, this is about either you or somebody coming through here, or somebody is feeling passion somewhere and they're wanting to make a connection with you, and they may be at a distance. This one I see more so than like with the Chariot, because the Chariot is really about the sneak attack. It like comes out of nowhere. This is something different. You know, but then I do think that, you know, if you're feeling passion, you need to be a little bit more adventurous though too. Like needing to put yourself out there. Now, as far as couples go, worth waiting for, right now, for some of you, it's like there's an effort being made, like I've always said with the Four of Swords, but a connection just can't be made. It's like you can't force something to happen in a relationship right now. It's like you need to just wait. You know, but don't like completely walk away from it though either. Like you may just need to take a minute and then just, you know, let that divine timing work, right? Which isn't always helpful, but like, you know, if you're in a relationship here looking at the Four of Swords, it's either you or the other person that's not feeling the connection right now. And instead of trying to force it to happen, then maybe we just need to wait for the right time. But wow, Aquarius, this one's like big for me, especially with Judgment coming out. But like that, I don't like that word, but like I feel like that's what's happening for some of you. But being in hermit mode, I think that you feel better being that way because of the Emperor being there. Like you have better control. But then, you know, like I said, like I think that something is changing with you. And it, like I said, it may have to do with a person that's coming through because of your hopes and fears surrounding it. You know, and you've got the Queen and the King showing up. But like I said, with the Ten of Swords, I wonder if you're not calling it before anything actually happens. Like, nah, you know, there's no way. It's just going to end shitty anyway, just like everything else. So why? You know, and maybe that's what you're working on, is like making amends with the fact that something may be coming back up that ended in a really bad way. But I don't know, because I'm looking at the Nine of Cups and I feel like this is something that you want, but you're blocking it though too. All right, Aquarius. So, oh, you're going to end up being like Aries. I got a feeling that the King of Wands is going to continuously show up. Now, looking at the Menahu and God and Aoi, and then you have the Ten of Swords, it makes me wonder if some of you are needing to do, you know, that healing, right? But I think that you have something coming back through that may have ended in a really difficult way, but for some reason it's like you still want it. You still want it, but I think that there's a part of you that's like on the defense here and maybe pushing it out. And I think that you feel like you have better control as long as you stay in hermit mode. Now, we could definitely be talking about you coming out of hermit mode, but I don't know. Now, with strength's great and all, you know, having that strength to go through a really difficult ending, but with judgment next to it, and then the phoenix, I mean, you know, resurrection, right? But then I also wonder if this is in a situation where, yeah, you may want this to come back through, but if it was painful before, you know, I worry that that's going to be the same issue for you because you're hoping and fearing the King of Wands. Now, as far as you coming in with the Queen of Wands and looking at death, yeah, this situation may have like really changed you, but it's really about changing yourself for the better though, right? Your own personal resurrection here. And I love the Queen of Wands, but then I also feel like you guys need to get yourselves out there and get away from situations that, you know, are like coming back up, you know, especially if they've ended in a difficult way before. But like you want this, but at the same time, you're like blocking it out. But I do think that something's going to come back around. I think that you're going to be in hermit mode about it though. And really thinking about whether or not you have the strength to go through this again. Like I said, especially if it's ended in a difficult way. But man, Aquarius, and then you come in with the Magician, you know, and it's really about you wanting to manifest the things that you actually want, you know, and being confident in yourself and being able to do that. Rather than having a repeat, you know, but I'm not seeing the Wheel of Fortune. I think it's just one of those things where it's like, man, this should have been over with. Why is it coming back up again? Now, as far as relationships go, passion and then the Six of Swords. Like I said with this one, it's different for me than looking at the Chariot. The Chariot is the sneak attack, wanting to get control over a relationship and somebody coming out of nowhere and saying how they feel. The Six of Swords is talking about being a little bit more adventurous as far as your love life. But it's because of a passion. Somebody has a passion for somebody. And I do think that either you or somebody else is trying to bridge the distance with the Six of Swords. You know, I kind of see that with that one. Now, for those of you who are in a relationship, worth waiting for the connection. Now, and I hate saying this, I feel like this week I've been giving like horrible advice all the way around. But here's my thing. Shit happens. It happens for a reason, and the heart wants what it wants. I'm all about the experience, right? I guess you can say in like a Knight of Wands type of way, but like I can understand where you're looking at it a little bit differently here. But like, you know, if you've been through a painful ending, there may be a reason to like hang in there. You know, somebody may be trying to make the effort. You may be trying to make the effort here to make the connection. But like I said, with the Four of Swords, you can't force it, right?